US has authorized the transfer of billions of dollars worth of bombs and fighter jets to Israel.
The skies over the Middle East are changing, and fast. In a powerful show of military alliance and regional strategy, the United States is sending next-generation fighter jets to Israel, fueling a shift in the region's balance of power. These are not just any aircraft. They're some of the most advanced war machines ever built, designed to dominate the air and deter enemies before a single shot is fired. Why does this matter now? Because the Middle East is on edge. With rising tensions involving Iran, ongoing threats from Hezbollah, and the ever-present volatility in Gaza and Syria, Israel is reinforcing its military edge like never before. And the US isn't just watching, it's actively helping. These deals represent more than defense. They're a message to allies and adversaries alike. Israel will not be outgunned, and America will stand behind its strategic partner. In this video, we'll break down exactly what jets are being delivered, why they matter, how this affects the region, and what it means for future conflicts and diplomacy. Stick around to understand the firepower behind the headlines, and what it could mean for the next decade in the Middle East. In August 2024, the United States approved one of its largest ever military aid packages to Israel, a massive $20 billion deal centered around the delivery of 50 advanced F-15 fighter jets. This isn't just a resupply of old stock. These jets are among the most powerful aircraft in the world, capable of flying long distances, carrying heavy weapon payloads, and engaging multiple targets with extreme precision. Included in the deal are not only the jets themselves, but also a wide array of advanced weaponry, including state-of-the-art air-to-air missiles, radar systems, electronic warfare tools, and logistical support packages. The F-15s are upgraded models, essentially flying command centers with cutting-edge sensors and systems that give pilots full battlefield awareness. Deliveries are set to begin in 2029, a timeline that reflects the complexity of producing such advanced aircraft. But make no mistake, the timing also sends a long-term message to Israel's adversaries. This alliance is not going anywhere. This deal fits into a broader U.S. policy known as maintaining Israel's qualitative military edge, a strategy designed to ensure that no neighboring country can match Israel's military capabilities. It's a commitment deeply embedded in U.S. law and supported across both political parties. The F-15s are designed not just for defense, but for superiority. They can strike far beyond Israel's borders, giving the country a strategic reach deep into hostile territory. That capability alone shifts how other nations must think about potential conflict with Israel. This $20 billion deal isn't just about equipment, it's about influence, deterrence, and shaping the battlefield before it ever becomes one. While the U.S. arms package grabs headlines, Israel isn't waiting on American generosity alone. In November 2024, Israel signed a separate $5.2 billion agreement with Boeing to acquire 25 brand new F-15IA fighter jets, with an option to buy 25 more. These jets are a major upgrade over older models and represent a leap forward in Israel's ability to project power and defend itself. The F-15IA, or Israel Advanced, is a customized version of the F-15EX, built to Israeli specifications. It includes locally developed systems, such as precision-guided weapons, encrypted communication, and electronic warfare tools tailored to regional threats. It can also carry more weapons and fuel than older models, extending its range and making it perfect for long-range missions, especially those aimed at distant threats like Iran's nuclear facilities. These jets are expected to be delivered in stages, starting later this decade. Once operational, they will be integrated into Israel's highly advanced Air Force, which already operates F-35 stealth fighters, F-16s, and a vast array of drones and support systems. What makes this deal significant is not just the jets, but what they represent. Israel is signaling that it's not just depending on U.S. aid, it's proactively investing in its military edge. The F-15IA gives Israel an unparalleled mix of firepower, reach, and technological sophistication. In a region where air dominance often decides the outcome of conflict, these jets are game changers. Whether it's conducting deep strike missions, intercepting enemy aircraft, or leading coordinated air campaigns, the F-15IA puts Israel in a league of its own. This deal shows that Israel isn't just preparing for the next battle, it's preparing to win it. The U.S. isn't just sending jets to Israel, it's also flexing its own military muscle across the Middle East. In late 2024, the Pentagon began deploying additional forces and high-powered military hardware to the region, signaling both deterrence and commitment to its allies. This included the deployment of F-15 Strike Eagles to Jordan, a strategic move placing powerful aircraft within reach of hotspots like Syria, Iraq, and Iran. Alongside them came B-52 Stratofortress bombers, capable of carrying nuclear or conventional weapons across intercontinental distances, and Navy destroyers armed with missile defense systems. These actions were prompted largely by rising tensions with Iran, especially concerns about its support for militant groups and continued work on missile and nuclear programs. The U.S. wants to make it clear that any aggression won't go unanswered, and it's backing that warning with force. But it's not just offensive power that's being moved. The U.S. also positioned the THAAD, Terminal High Altitude Area Defense Missile System, in the region. THAAD is designed to intercept incoming missiles in the upper atmosphere and is one of the most advanced systems in the world. Its presence sends a clear message. The U.S. is prepared to defend its interests and allies against missile threats. This deployment reinforces the perception that the U.S.-Israel alliance isn't limited to equipment transfers. It's about full-spectrum military coordination. By placing U.S. assets alongside Israeli forces, the two countries are effectively building a joint shield and sword across the Middle East. With Israel receiving some of the most advanced fighter jets on Earth, and the U.S. planting its military footprint deeper into the region, the strategic map of the Middle East is shifting fast. These moves are not just symbolic. They directly impact how countries like Iran, Syria, and Lebanon's Hezbollah approach both diplomacy and conflict. Israel's enhanced air power means it can strike targets across the region with more precision, more distance, and less warning. Iranian nuclear facilities, weapons shipments to Hezbollah, or missile sites in Syria are now within easier reach. This forces adversaries to think twice before provoking direct confrontation. Before we continue, I want to ask for your help. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subs by the end of the year, so I'd really appreciate it if you would subscribe and help me out. Okay, let's continue. For Iran, these developments are especially concerning. The F-15IA and upgraded F-15 Eagles have the range to penetrate deep into Iranian territory, making them key assets in any potential preemptive strike. And when these jets are supported by U.S. aircraft and missile defense systems in nearby nations, the scale of deterrence becomes even more clear. Arab neighbors like Saudi Arabia, Jordan, and Egypt also take notice. While some are unofficial partners with Israel against Iranian aggression, others worry about a military imbalance. The concern isn't just about today's conflicts, but about what long-term military dominance might mean for peace talks, arms races, or regional influence. Ultimately, this new wave of arms and deployments tilts the balance heavily in Israel's favor. It's a shift that might prevent war through strength, or, depending on how it's used, risk igniting it. While these arms deals and deployments strengthen Israel's security, they also spark intense political and diplomatic reactions, both in the region and worldwide. Many Arab nations, particularly those without formal ties to Israel, view the U.S. support as one-sided. Critics argue that providing advanced weaponry during ongoing conflicts, especially during Israel's military actions in Gaza, sends the wrong message. They accuse Washington of fueling tensions instead of promoting peace. At home in the U.S., the military aid to Israel has become a divisive issue. Some lawmakers and activists demand stricter conditions on future arms sales, especially concerning how those weapons are used in densely populated civilian areas. Protests have erupted in major U.S. cities, calling for a re-evaluation of America's role in the Middle East conflict. Meanwhile, U.S. allies in Europe often walk a diplomatic tightrope. While they generally support Israel's right to defend itself, they also voice concerns over disproportionate use of force and rising humanitarian crises in Gaza and elsewhere. These political currents don't stop the jets from flying, but they do shape the conversation around them. Each arms deal now comes with more scrutiny, more debate, and more pressure to justify not just the military strategy, but the moral implications behind it. Looking ahead, the arrival of next-gen jets in Israel is set to transform the region's military landscape for years to come. These aircraft aren't just tools of war, they're strategic assets that redefine how Israel can deter threats, conduct operations, and influence diplomacy. One key shift will be Israel's ability to carry out preemptive strikes with greater speed and reach. With enhanced radar, electronic warfare tools, and long-range missiles, Israel could neutralize threats before they fully materialize. That's especially critical when dealing with Iran's nuclear ambitions or Hezbollah's expanding missile arsenal. At the same time, these advancements open the door for more integrated operations with the U.S. military. Joint drills, intelligence sharing, and real-time battlefield coordination could become more seamless, reinforcing the kind of partnership that deters major conflicts. But there's also a risk. Greater power can sometimes encourage bolder action. The question is whether Israel will use its new capabilities for deterrence or for aggressive preemption. That decision could shape not just its security, but the wider regional balance. In short, Israel is preparing for the next era of warfare, and with America's help, it's likely to stay several steps ahead. But what that means for peace or escalation remains to be seen. The U.S. decision to arm Israel with next-generation fighter jets marks more than a military upgrade. It's a strategic gamble with far-reaching consequences. As Israel gears up to dominate the skies of the Middle East, the region braces for what comes next: deterrence, diplomacy, or something far more dangerous. Whether this buildup leads to stability or sparks new conflict will depend on how this power is used. If you found this breakdown helpful, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into global military and political shifts. The story doesn't end here, and neither should your understanding.